Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another book review. Recently I read the very in-depth book by Kenneth Miller called Finding Darwin's God, and the way I can summarize it is a statement that he makes. He says, "Science provides the music, religion dances to its tune," and I thought that was a very poetic and elegant way of stating something that I concur with wholeheartedly. And the book has in-depth illustrations, charts, and graphs, fossil examples from different species dating thousands of years ago, billions, millions, and billions of years. And it speaks that there really is no argument between religion and science, except if you look at the young creationists. And the young creationists state that the Earth it's only 1,000,000 years old, which I highly doubt, according to the sedimentary value of what they can carbon date. The Earth is billions and billions of years old, and empirical data gives us proof. There really is no refutal of it. I think that everything that was discussed in the book is absolutely fascinating. It's kind of dense because it goes into physics. It talks about how Darwin he didn't have the tools that we have in this day and age, but we go by his example, and he even discussed the fact that he was a fallible creature. But I really like this last statement on 292, which I think brings everything to a very concise conclusion. It says here, let's see, it talks about the origin of the species. It says, "The brief and simple recapitulation and conclusion summarizes the coherent power of Darwin's great idea. It lays out few of the most obvious objections to evolution and shows how easily they are answered. It shows the range of topics affected by evolution, and finally, it presents its readers with a perspective on the immense diversity of life." Darwin often said that diversity is required for a species to advance, which I know is very logical. By asking my students to read this chapter, I hope to make the point that my beliefs do not depend on a flaw of evidence or logic in the origin. I want to establish that evolution is something worth learning, agreed, about, which is my goal even in an introductory class. I hope they will share the author's amazement these elaborately constructed forms, so different from each other and dependent upon each other in so complex a manner, have all been produced by the laws acting around us. I also hope that they find the answer to their question in the final sentence of the book. There is grandeur in this view of life, with its several powers having been originally breathed by the Creator into a few forms, or into one, and that whilst this planet has gone cycling on according to the fixed law of gravity, from so simple a beginning endless forms, most wonderful and most beautiful, have been and are being evolved. And he says, what kind of God do I believe in? The answer is in those words. I believe in Darwin's God. And he talks about how creationists like to kind of put aside the notion of evolution because it's nature's red in tooth and claw, which is what Darwin said. But I don't think this is in disagreement or in opposition to spirituality in and of itself. And to realize the law of nature and nature in her very essence, it is all about survival of the fittest, and those that are weaker will be eaten first, the smaller get eaten by the bigger, and so on and so forth. And there's always an escape mechanism. That's why I think a lot of animals have, like for instance, it's a good example is the Arctic fox. Now it has this shriek that will disarm its predator from capturing it. It's so loud that it hurts their ears, and then the Arctic fox, since it's so small and very fast, it can run away. So there are a lot of creatures that have this ability, um, and I think it's inherent in everything in nature. I think this book is absolutely incredible, and I think everybody should read it, no matter if you're full-fledged creationist or if you're atheist or if you're like me. I consider myself a Darwinist and also a spiritualist. I think I could put myself on the neo-Darwinist side, because I couple faith and science together. I really don't think there's any argument. I never have, and I think in this day and age we're seeing more and more and more of that. This book is absolutely phenomenal, and this the way it's written, and it gives a lot of insight into different notions of biology and sociobiology, and it just branches from there, and it even goes into the ideas of what makes up matter. That goes into physics, and that's near the end of the book, and it's really heady stuff, but it's completely tremendous, and it's something that can be read even by the layman and be understood completely in its forms. So I definitely recommend this book, and I think that it's well worth a read, assuredly.